Hello again, I'm Andy Olson with Echoes Way Ministries, back for another installment of Lessons in Logic. For this one, we're talking about Post Hoc Ergo Propter Hoc. This is one of those with a Latin name, and I always like the Latin names because it makes me sound smarter than I actually probably am. So the Latin translates closely to after this, therefore because of this. And really what this is a correlation and causation fallacy. So that's the key to this one, recognizing that correlation does not prove causation, as you see on the bottom point there. So you sometimes hear this called the false cause fallacy. And really what it's demonstrating is that a sequence of events may imply that earlier events cause later events. We hear about this a lot in the hard sciences, and people are very careful in the scientific method to ensure that they're going through things properly and that they don't fallaciously correlate causation in a sequence of events. So some very simple examples. Imagine a jet flies overhead and then it begins to rain. Or you hear a dog bark followed by a car crash. Or my favorite, as a we'll call me a Vikings fan. A friend jokes about the Vikings losing their next game, and then they do lose. Now, obviously, it's none of these things have anything to do with the other, and just because one thing is followed by another doesn't mean that the first thing causes the second or the latter. So another example from one of my favorite logical fallacy websites, that is yourfallacyis.com. Pointing to a fancy chart, Roger shows how temperatures have been rising over the past few centuries, whilst at the same time the numbers of pirates have been decreasing. Then he concludes that pirates cool the world and global warming is a hoax. So obviously the world is not warming because of the lack of pirates around to keep the world cool. But that's the key, again, to this fallacy. Post hoc ergo propter hoc is just recognizing the relationship between correlation and causation, and that one does not necessarily lead to the other. So thanks for joining me for yet another Lessons in Logic episode. Once again, you can check out the address on the screen there. For more, we've got the entire series we're keeping going with a playlist, so you can binge watch them all at once, or you can share individuals with friends. And the original series, along with the formal side of things that I did with Pastor Eric Dalma, is up at the website as well. Thanks for joining me, and we'll be back again soon with another.